High above the clouds, where the air is thin and the sky stretches endlessly, in a world painted with the colors of the sunset, lived the magnificent Skyfire Dragons. These dragons were not just creatures of myth, but the very essence of the sky's fiery hues. Their scales shimmered like rubies and gold, catching the light in a dazzling display that could be seen from miles away. Each scale was a masterpiece, reflecting the beauty and power of these majestic beings. They breathed fire so bright it could light up the night sky, turning darkness into day. This fire was not just a weapon, but a source of warmth and light for all who lived in their world. The Skyfire Dragons lived on a chain of floating islands, each one a paradise of its own. These islands floated high above the ground, suspended in the sky by ancient magic. Waterfalls tumbled from the edges, disappearing into the clouds below. The sound of rushing water was a constant melody, a reminder of the life-giving force that sustained their world. The air buzzed with the energy of the dragons, their powerful wings creating gusts of wind that swept across the islands. The sky was never still, always alive with the movement of these incredible creatures, their laughter echoing through the sky, a sound of pure joy and freedom. The dragons reveled in their ability to soar through the air, their spirits as boundless as the sky itself. The dragons were guardians of the sky, ever watchful and vigilant. They patrolled their domain with a fierce determination, ensuring that no harm came to their world. Protectors of the wind and the stars, they held a sacred duty to maintain the balance of the elements. Their presence was a constant reminder of the harmony that existed in their world. They were a symbol of hope, their very existence a testament to the power of dreams and the strength of the spirit. The sight of a Skyfire dragon soaring through the sky filled hearts with courage and inspiration, their fire a beacon in the darkness, guiding lost souls and lighting the way for those in need. The Skyfire Dragons were more than just creatures. They were the heart and soul of their world, a living embodiment of its beauty and strength. Ember was the leader of the Skyfire Dragons. She was brave and strong, with scales the color of molten lava. Her fire was the fiercest of them all, burning with a powerful intensity. Spark was small and swift, with scales that glittered like 1,000 stars. He was the fastest flyer, able to weave through the clouds with breathtaking speed. His fire was quick and bright, like a shooting star. Together, Ember and Spark were an unstoppable team. They led the Skyfire Dragons with courage and wisdom, always ready to face any danger that came their way. One day, a strange storm gathered on the horizon. It swirled with dark clouds and crackled with an unnatural energy. The wind howled, and the sky grew dark. The Skyfire Dragons had never seen a storm like this before. They huddled together, their scales shimmering nervously as they watched the storm approach. Ember knew that this storm was different. It felt dangerous, threatening the very existence of their world. She had to protect her dragons, her home. The storm hit with a fury, tearing at the floating islands. The once serene skies were now a battleground of dark clouds and violent winds. The Skyfire Dragons fought to stay together, but the wind was too strong. Their wings strained against the relentless gusts, each dragon trying to keep sight of the others. They were scattered across the sky, separated by the raging storm. The once tight-knit group was now a collection of isolated figures, each battling the elements alone. Spark found himself alone, tossed about by the wind. The force of the storm was overwhelming, and he struggled to maintain his altitude. He couldn't see Ember or any of the other dragons. The dark clouds obscured his vision, making it impossible to find his friends. He was scared, lost in the swirling chaos of the storm. The howling winds and flashing lightning only added to his fear. He had to find Ember. The thought of his friend gave him a surge of determination, pushing him to keep going despite the odds. He had to find his way back to his family. The bond they shared was his guiding light, a beacon of hope in the storm. With a burst of fire, he flew on, hoping to find a familiar landmark through the storm's fury. The flames illuminated the dark clouds, giving him a brief glimpse of the path ahead. He knew he couldn't give up. His family was counting on him. Ember, meanwhile, had managed to gather a small group of dragons. They huddled together on a fragment of a broken island, their eyes searching the storm for any sign of their lost family. "We have to find them," Ember said. her voice strong despite the howling wind. "We have to work together. We are Skyfire Dragons. We are strongest when we are united." The dragons nodded, their eyes filled with a mix of fear and determination. They would face this storm together. They would find their lost family. The power of friendship. Spark, exhausted and scared, spotted a familiar glow through the storm. It was Ember's fire, a beacon of hope in the darkness. With renewed energy, he flew towards it. He found Ember and the others, their scales shining with relief at his return. They were battered and bruised, but they were alive, and they were together. "We're a team, Spark," Ember said, touching her snout to his. "We face any challenge together. That's the power of our friendship, the strength of the Skyfire Dragons." Facing the storm. Together, the Skyfire Dragons combined their fire, creating a brilliant blaze that pierced the darkness of the storm. The light revealed the path back to their home, the way to their lost family. One by one, they found the other Skyfire Dragons, scattered and scared but unharmed. The storm began to recede, its fury spent, as if in awe of the dragons' united strength. As the clouds parted, the Skyfire Dragons flew back to their shattered islands, their hearts filled with gratitude for their survival and the unbreakable bond they shared. A new home, a new beginning. The storm had changed their world. Their islands were broken, their home in ruins. But the Skyfire Dragons were not discouraged. They had faced the storm together and emerged stronger. They worked tirelessly, using their fire to melt rock and rebuild their islands. They created a new home, even more beautiful than the last, a testament to their resilience and their unwavering spirit. The storm had tested them, but it had also reminded them of the power of unity, the importance of courage, and the enduring strength of their friendship. The legacy of the Skyfire Dragons. These magnificent creatures, with their scales that glistened like molten gold, have captured the imagination of countless generations. The Skyfire Dragon's story became a legend, passed down through generations. Around campfires and in the pages of ancient manuscripts, their tales were told and retold, each time with a new layer of wonder and awe. It reminded them that even the fiercest storm cannot extinguish the fire that burns within them. The dragon's fiery breath was a symbol of their indomitable spirit, a beacon of resilience in the face of adversity. The Skyfire Dragons continued to soar through the sky, their scales shimmering like 1,000 sunsets. Each flight was a dance of light and color, a testament to their enduring beauty and strength. They remained symbols of hope, their legacy a beacon of courage and unity. Villages erected statues in their honor, and people would gather to gaze upon these monuments, drawing inspiration from the dragon's unwavering spirit, reminding everyone that even in the darkest of times, light will always find a way. The dragon's presence was a constant reminder that no matter how bleak the situation, there is always a glimmer of hope. Their story teaches us that when we face our challenges with courage, we can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. The warriors who stood before the dragons learned that true bravery comes from within. Embrace the power of friendship, for it is through unity and support that we find our greatest strength. The dragons, often seen flying in formation, exemplified the power of working together towards a common goal and never give up hope, for it is hope that fuels our dreams and drives us forward. The sight of a dragon flying towards the horizon was a powerful symbol of endless possibilities. We can overcome any obstacle and build a brighter future. Just as the dragons led people through storms to safety, we too can navigate through life's challenges and emerge stronger, ready to rebuild and create a better tomorrow.